Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, where today's episode of the 6-song roundup is what you could call like a collaboration, a soft collaboration we'll go with. So my friends over at the Streamz Family YouTube channel, they can also be found on Twitch as Jadedstreamz and Streamz. All of their links will be in the description down below, but they have given me 3 songs each. So there's some interesting choices. So we're going to start with the 3 from Lucy aka Toasty, and then we're going to move to the 3 from Lana aka Jaded. So after you've watched this video, go over to their YouTube channel, go check out their videos, subscribe, like, all of that good shit. And make sure to stop by their Twitch streams when they go live and say hello as well. So starting off this video, track number 1 from Toasty is Paris, the band spelled Pvris, with Take My Nirvana, which is about 2 minutes 47. So I'm loosely familiar with this band. I heard their debut album back in 2014, I think it was. After that, I kind of didn't really follow them that much. I'd hear the odd song here and there on Kerrang, but that was about it. So this first suggestion from Lucy Toasty is from their 2023 album, which I didn't even know they had dropped an album in the recent years. It's got a good beat. Lynn Gunn, the vocalist, she sounds amazing. Like, she's always had a really good voice. Not to mention on this track, the chorus is very catchy and has a very bouncy rhythm to it. It's some solid pop radio rock-esque vibes. So with that, we move on to track 2. I knew this would crop up on here. We have New Romantics, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. 3 minutes 55 seconds. Well, like I said, I did expect Taylor Swift to crop up on here. I know both of them are fans of her. I wasn't sure which person would be the one to put it forward, but it ended up being Toasty. I wasn't sure which song I would end up getting, what era of Taylor I would end up getting, but this is the one I was given. It's definitely not for me. I've long since grown out of my vapid pop enjoyment. The lyrics are what you'd expect from pop, just in general, love, heartbreak, etc, etc. Apparently also building castles from bricks that have been yeeted at Taylor. Fuck knows what that's all about. Don't get me wrong, I see why certain people enjoy it, or why there's a specific target audience, which I definitely don't fit into that circle on the Venn diagram, if you will. But to each their own. It's not for everyone. I'm sure there might be some songs of hers that I might enjoy more than others. There is one specific song of hers I know that has been covered on a Pop Goes Punk album by For All Those Sleeping. That cover slaps. I'll listen to that happily, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that. It was certainly an experience. Track 3 is Bring Me to Life by Terminate and the Arcturians remix. I think I've said that correctly. Also, sorry if I'm looking down a lot more. I have a bit of a eye problem, so I'm kind of like having to focus on what I've written down a tad more on this episode. This is 4.5 minutes roughly. So the female vocals are pretty much effortlessly floating over the track. Everything's kind of toned down in the verses where she's singing the original lines from the Evanescence track, Bring Me to Life. They do exclude the rap portion of the original track. It is solely just what would have been Amy Lee's vocals on it. But obviously they've substituted it out for a different vocalist. Then you get like these pretty solid build-ups into the drop, and they hit pretty well. It's bassy, it's glitchy, it has all these like rave vibes that would just if you were at like an EDM festival, you would definitely pay attention to this song. Certified banger of a remix. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you like your, like, I guess you would call it maybe not EDM, drum and bass. I'm not sure. And if you're a fan of Evanescence, it would probably pay for you to check this out just to see what you think of this remix as well. So from there we go over to the 3 from Lana, again aka Jaded, over on Twitch. So her first track was Tech 9 featuring way too many people for me to list at the start. Worldwide Choppers, which is 5 minutes and 26 seconds long. So it's by the legend Tech 9. Very familiar with him. I have several of his albums down here in my CD rack. You know, I've listened to a lot of him over the years. Collaborative efforts with like Corey Taylor and other bands. Everything you like. He is really good at what he does. So Worldwide Choppers, having multiple people that I knew on this track, I've always had like an inclination for enjoying it. The sequel, Worldwide Choppers 2 Speed'em, featuring Chris Calico and Eminem, isn't actually as good as this one. I think part of the whole appeal of this was the fact that there was so many people representing so many different places and states and just different countries in general. Whereas on the sequel, it was literally just Tech, M, and Chris. So it was only the 3 voices instead of what I think like the 8 on here or something like that. So yeah, it's the significantly better track. So the track starts with an artist called Ceza, C-E-Z-A, or Caesar. He's representing Turkey with a very quick verse before Tech's verse. He's spitting bars, and as normal, we see loads of different techniques here used by Tech 9. From him, like, it's always expected. He gets like 2 long verses before we get to the hook, which the hook's always catchy. It's an earworm. I'm like years ahead of my peers. Want some, you can come bring it right here. Can't clown me, don't come round me. Bow down, I was crowned when they found me. Like, it kind of is like a big-headed nod to how good all of these people are on the track. The artist JL is up next, representing Missouri. He's up and gone very quickly. It's quite a fast verse, very short verse too. We then go to USO, which I believe is spelled with a $sign, from Denmark, which the speed of how he raps with the Danish language sounds incredibly cool. It's probably one of my favorite verses, even though I don't understand what the hell is being said. Yeah, not a lot to say about that bit. So up next is Yellow Wolf from Alabama. Love Yellow Wolf. He gets a lot more time on his verse. It is like 2 really long like bits, similar to the length of about Tech-9's verses, I would have said. Then we get the hook, which hits again before Twista pops up representing Chicago. He's another legend in the hip-hop scene. He bangs out some insane shit. Love a bit of Twista. We get the hook again, then Busta Rhymes comes in. He's representing New York on this. It's not his strongest showing, but it's still a good Busta Rhymes feature, you know. After that, we get the hook again. Then D-Loke for Kansas City is up, which is then followed up swiftly by Twisted Insane, who is another really good rapper. He's representing California. And Twisted, he's known for spitting at a really dumb fast pace, especially on his like solo stuff, which I have listened to one of his albums. Just baffling how he can go that quickly. So, and then this kind of just all flows in towards the end of the track, where he is the final artist to be on it. And that was track 1 of that. So moving on to 5, which is the second track from Jaded. It's I'm Her by Natalie Jane, 2 minutes 40 seconds. So very different vibe here compared to Tech-9 song. It's kind of like pop-esque vocals with a bit of like bassy drops, and like yeah, the best way I could give it is kind of, an explanation is kind of Billie Eilish vibes, like how she puts in elements of like drops and bass and reverb and stuff like that into it, with like her floaty, airy, poppy vocals. It's kind of like that. It's not bad at all. Kind of easy listening if you wanted some of that, but be warned, there's some bits where she goes a really high note, and they are quite sharp, and probably could be jarring if listening to with earphones. So just a little warning there if you're interested in this song. Moving on to the final one. I don't know what that hand gesture was. Track 6, we have What's Up by Brennan Hart. It was featuring somebody. I forgot to write that down on my notes, though. How very professional of me. Tony Jr., there we go. And this is about 3 minutes and 12 seconds. It's kind of like a hard style take on that one meme song where they have like the He-Man thing, and you know, they're like, hey, what's going on? All that shit, you know? But like I say, it's that, but with like hard style remix, so you get drops, thumping bass. It still fits where the lyrics kind of leave off, so the lyrics will like stop, and then the instrumental bit, or the hardstyle bit, you can actually hear it kind of like making the noises that would be the continuation of the lyrics. So when the vocals pick back up, they're in the exact same place they would be if they had kept on singing, if that makes sense, which is kind of clever. And then eventually it just kind of all just comes to an end and the song is done. That is literally the best way to describe it. It just ends. It's a very cool track. I wasn't expecting it. When I saw What's Up, I kind of expected like white boy rap. I don't know why. I was not expecting a hard style remix of like a meme song, but you know, it went there. It took me to a place, and I enjoyed that track. So yeah, I don't know what more to say about that one. So with that being said, this is the end of that video. So as I said at the beginning, make sure to, apologies, my throat is dry, go over, show some love to the Streamz Family YouTube channel, go and follow both of their Twitch channels as well, and I will see you in the next video, which will be a 2 EP review, and a little tidbit. It is going to be the new Ailstorm EP, Voyager the Dead Marauder, and we are going to harshly juxtapose that with the Dermot Kennedy EP, I've Told the Trees Everything. So we've got a bit of pirate metal and pop. So, see what's what. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to say, and that is stay safe out there, my friends. Goodbye.